Today in this video, we're going to talk about some common USDA misconceptions. I want to go over some things, some misinformation out here about USDA loans. Check it out. Hi, I'm Rhonda Burgess, and I'm a real estate broker and mortgage underwriter here in the Nashville, Tennessee area. My firm is Southern Living Realty Partners. Okay, we're going to get right into it right quick. All right, first of all, this is a follow-up from the last USDA video that I did, and I will link it in the description. I'll link it up above right here. But let's go over some common misconceptions that's still going around about USDA loans. USDA will not buy land for you. Can I say it one more time? USDA does not buy land for you. Period. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so if there is some land in the rural area and you want to build a house, fine. You can do a construction of perm loan, but you've got to own that land first. USDA does not buy land for you. Period. Okay. If you have some land, I've had this question. Well, my family has some land. Well, it ain't in your name, so you ain't nothing you can do with that. So your family's going to need to deed you over that land into your name. And it's going to need to be surveyed and everything. This land is going to have to be good to go. You just can't, I'm going to link my other video I did about buying land and building your house and everything. But again, you've got to have this ready to go, because see, USDA and the lenders, they only want to lend on a house with some, on a piece of land. They don't want to do this. Otherwise, they're not going to buy the land for you. You need to have ownership of the land. You've got to have some skin in the game. Okay? You've got to have skin in the game. Okay, that leads to my second misconception that I have found a lot of this going around. Okay, yes, USDA Rural Housing Loan is a 100% loan. That means they will finance 100% of the purchase price. Okay, so if you're buying some for $300,000, yes, and it's in a rural area and you qualify, everything's all good, yes, they will do $300,000. That still does not absolve you from needing money in this transaction to get the transaction closed. Okay, 100% down does not mean that you don't need money. Okay, y'all, you got to have cash money here. I'm going to say this again. You may be able to get a mortgage, but you may not be able to buy a house. Those two are not mutually inclusive now. They're not. Because you can get 100% financing, but who's paying your closing costs? Okay? There are closing costs on each and every loan, especially when you're getting a mortgage. There's closing costs even if you're paying cash for a house. Okay? But there's even more closing costs and prepaids, like your homeowner's insurance, like your odd days of interest. There are closing costs on every type of loan. So therefore, either the seller's going to pay, you're going to ask the seller to pay your closing costs. Okay? So let's just go there. I normally tell people your closing costs are going to be anywhere from 3 to 6%, depending on what time of the year you're closing. Okay, because that has to do with the number of months of homeowners insurance and taxes that they have to collect and everything. Okay, so anyway, let's just say 5%. Okay, let's just use 5%. So again, if you're buying a $300,000 house and you need 5% for your closing costs, that's $15,000. Where is that coming from? I need for y'all to understand, USDA is going to loan you the $300,000. They're going to guarantee that to the lender that you go through. Okay. Where is the $15,000 coming from? If you don't have no money, how are we doing this? Okay. That's what you got to wrap your mind around this, people, that you need money to buy a house. Okay. So yes, you could ask that the seller pay your closing costs. So maybe you raise the price to $315,000 if it will appraise. And then the seller's going to pay the $15,000 for you. So the seller's still netting their $300,000, and it's cool. So yeah, you get in for practically nothing. Okay, that's cool. But in the majority of the markets right now, that's not working. That is not working. That's old school. That's really like 5 years ago or more. Okay, depending on your market. And you know, I keep telling you, I'm talking specifically about my market here, you know, in the Nashville, Tennessee area. But not only that, I'm watching what's going on, you know, especially like here in the South. I'm seeing this a lot because I follow markets in Florida. I follow markets in Texas. I follow markets, you know, in Atlanta and Georgia and everywhere. I follow different markets. So if there's still a inventory shortage, meaning there are more buyers, there's more people than there are houses for sale, then what is the incentive for the seller to pay your closing costs when 99 other people are coming to the table with an offer where they're paying their own closing costs? Again, I need for y'all to explain this to me, because I don't understand where the disconnect is happening. Because if you've got all this competition for the same house, why would the seller pay your closing costs when they don't have to? When they've got people that are over here cash money and they're like, hey, I can close in 2 weeks. I got my own closing costs. I'm paying cash for the house, or I'm putting 20% down, or I'm putting 30% down, or whatever. So I have no need to ask the seller to do anything for me. So if you're coming to the table with your hand out in a multiple offer situation, you will never get chosen. I'm sorry. That's just the fact of the matter. So you've got to have closing. It doesn't matter that the loan is 100%. It could be 97%. It could be 95%. You could be doing a conventional. You could be doing a FHA. You could be doing a VA. It doesn't matter. You can do 100% VA. But where's the closing costs? Who's paying for this? You have to have your closing costs. There's no way around this. Okay, secondly, I get this a lot. Okay, well, do we not participate? Can you not do a down payment assistance program with USDA? You absolutely can. Normally, if that program is approved to be used on an FHA loan, you can use it on a USDA loan also. So yes, you can get down payment and closing cost assistance from different entities. You can do that. The issue is, can you get under contract using down payment assistance or closing cost assistance? Again, you need to look at who is your competition. If you, and I'll link the video that I did before talking about the cost of that down payment or closing cost assistance. Because even if it doesn't cost the seller anything, you're still asking the seller you're writing this all up. Your agent is writing this all up and is saying you're doing 100% USDA loan. You're not putting any money down. Okay. So you don't have any skin in the game. 9 times out of 10, you're asking us agents to write the offer. You only want to put up $100 earnest money. Okay. So you're still not putting no skin in the game. Okay. And so then you have us put in here that you're going to get closing cost assistance from THDA, for example. That's who, a lot of people use here in Tennessee. Okay. So you're telling me that you're bringing me this deal as the seller. I'm looking at this. You have no skin in the game. You only want to put $100 earnest money down or whatever. Even with $1,000 earnest money, that's cool. That's better. Okay. But you're telling me that you're not putting any money down. You're not paying your own closing costs. So now I've got to, as the seller, I've got to weigh whether or not I want to take this risk with you, because you're risky. Because first of all, a good agent, the listing agent, the agent that works for the seller, a good listing agent will tell them, look at here, let me tell you what you're looking at. You got to get an approval they've got to get an approval from their lender. Okay. ABC Mortgage. They've got to get an approval from USDA because it's going to be guaranteed by USDA. That's 2 approvals. And they've got to get approved by THDA to get their closing costs. That's 3 approvals. 3 approvals off the rip that you're going to need when you write an offer like that. When you're doing 100% financing and you getting closing cost assistance from somewhere else. You just asked me to wait on you for 3 approvals as the seller. Whereas I'm liable to have multiple other offers that say, I don't need help. I'm putting 5%, I'm putting 10%, I'm putting 20% down. So I know they've got skin in the game and they're paying their own closing costs. And so I've just got to wait on 1 approval. I've got to wait on them to get approved for a 80% loan to value loan as opposed to 100% with you. Plus I still got to wait on your assistance program to approve you and everything. So I'm going to wait on 3 approvals on you. And I got 1 approval over here from another offer. Or I've got a cash offer on the table where I don't have to wait as the seller. I ain't got to wait on nothing. They probably telling me, oh, we can close in a week. We can close in 2 weeks. Whenever they get the title work ready, we ready to close. So again, why would the seller put yourself in the seller's shoes? Why would the seller take that risk on someone they don't know to get these 3 approvals because you don't have no money or you don't want to put any money into this transaction? Whereas I've got multiple offers over here that are either cash or they're putting down a down payment and or they don't need closing cost assistance. Think about it. And finally, one more point. I just want y'all to know that I empathize with you. I do. It's not fair. It sucks. It does. It does. I've got kids that are at the stage in their life where they want to buy their first house and they're pretty much priced out too. So don't get me wrong when I tell you that I understand. It's hard. It sucks. It's not fair. But it is what it is. I guess I've just gotten to the point where I'm like, that's exactly what it is. It is what it is. And hopefully it will change. It will get better. I hope we will get back to a more balanced market where sellers equal buyers and nobody has the upper hand. But at least for the foreseeable future, this is what it will be. So again, you're going to have cash money. You're going to have skin in the game in order to buy a house, whether it's with USDA, VA, whatever you're doing. You're going to need cash money to be able to buy a house in this market right now in 2022. Again, my name is Rhonda Burgess, and I'm a real estate broker and mortgage underwriter here in the Nashville, Tennessee area. If you need help with buying or selling a home in the Nashville area, we will be glad to help you. You can reach me at any time. My cell phone number is 615-554-0832. Thank you, and as always, have a blessed day.